Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is the Pete's Premium Parlay Show for the College Bowls from Saturday, December 22nd through Friday, January 2nd. So far on the year, I'm up $1,075 in this show, which is an ROI of over 50%. So, I actually lost the college parlay last week. I hit 3 out of the 5 legs, so it was a loser, but overall, doing all right. And I got a parlay for this the heart of the bowl season here. I'm going to have 6 legs, 5 round robins of 5-teamers. All right. There was some interesting stuff from Brent from BetDSI. He said that sharps came in both ways on Miami and South Carolina. That was interesting. Also, sharps, suppose two groups of sharps came in on Virginia Tech +3 over Cincinnati, and that kind of makes sense to me. All the rest probably helped Virginia Tech. They were very much harmed by injuries this year, of course. Probably the rest helps them a bit, getting 3 points. That was actually a borderline pick, Virginia Tech +3. Probably the right side, and 2 different sharp groups were on it, according to Brent. Then, interestingly, sharps apparently came in on Duke, Arizona State under 67.5. Okay, and then also supposedly the sharps came in on Nebraska +7 -105. Public on USC. We all know why that would be. If you read everything on the internet is saying that USC is either going to win with a blowout or scrape by, maybe not a cover. But sharp public split on Nebraska USC. Public all over USC. Sharp supposedly came in on Nebraska +7 -105. And interestingly, a small bet from according to Brent, a small bet from a very sharp guy came in on Arizona -3 -105. Bigger bet, though, from a very sharp guy came in on Boise +3 -115. And of course, Steve from collegefootballwinning.com did a video with us, and he says that his plan this one would be Boise or nothing at +3. So that was most of the information that Brent gave us for sharp stuff. All right, most of the bowls this year I previewed with Joe Duffy. I feel like he has a good read on it, and a bunch with Troy West. I always listen very carefully to what Troy has to say. I went with 6 legs for this segment of bowls. There were only a few borderline ones. I thought about Kansas State, UCLA over. Kind of liked that one, but decided last minute to pass, although I definitely kind of like that one. And I kind of like Iowa. Iowa usually does well in bowls. They're getting 3.5. I'm figuring that that's kind of a nice cushion. Joe Duffy said he likes Tennessee -3.5, though. I can certainly see why that would be. That was basically all the border ones. Then I thought about Nebraska, USC over, 62. Decided against it. All right, let's get to the 6 legs of the Pete's Premium Parlay for this segment of bowls. First one, I'm going to take West Virginia, Texas A&M over 65 -111. This has shootout written all over it. Of course, 2 huge passing offenses, not much defense to speak of. 65, I'll take a shot with it. Over 65 -111 is the current line at BetDSI. We'll see if this line jumps back up towards 70 by kickoff. Then I'm going to take Miami over South Carolina. Right now, BetDSI -3 -125. I'm going to take the money line at -170. South Carolina, just kind of a negative vibe all around. Just feels like the right spot for Miami. Previewed the game with Sean Higgs. He liked Miami at -3.5. Again, sharps came both ways and on that one, and that makes me think that Miami is the right side there. But play it safe. I'll take the money line at -170. Then BC Penn State. I previewed this game with Joe Duffy. Joe Duffy made an interesting argument for why he likes Penn State. I looked into it a little bit more, and I think I'm going to take BC. At BetDSI, BC is -3 +100. The money line is just -140. So I'm going to take Boston College on the money line -140. Penn State, their strength is defense, but they just don't have much on offense at all. And I think that probably, obviously it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. I think they're going to have a little bit of trouble with BC's quarterback. Probably won't be able to do much at all on offense. So I think that BC -140, decent bet there. That's the 3rd leg of the parlay. And then in the Oklahoma-Clemson game, I'm going to take Oklahoma. Right now, they are -3.5 at BetDSI. The money line's -170. Again, I'm going to play it a little bit conservative. I'm going to take the money line at -170. Preview the game with Joe Duffy. He liked the over, which is kind of interesting. I mean, Clemson has a freaking awesome defense, so that's a little bit dicey. But for Oklahoma, they're going to be getting a bunch of their key guys back on offense. Now, those guys have been out, so it's not exactly clear what condition they'll be in. They might be a little bit rusty. They might be still a little bit banged up, whatever. It's not ideal. But, Oklahoma was a top 10 ranked team to start the year. They're coming off the embarrassing loss to Oklahoma State, and I think they'll come back here in this bowl game with the guys back on offense. And one way or another, more likely than not get it done. I'll take Oklahoma on the money line minus 170. Then Kansas State, UCLA. Again, I almost took the over in that one. I previewed the game with Joe Duffy. Joe Duffy likes UCLA minus 1. That was also how I was leaning, and I am going to take UCLA here. Right now they're minus 2, minus 105 at BetDSI. Kansas State, you know, in recent years, they're a good bet in the regular season, not a good bet in bowl games. UCLA kind of came on strong towards the end of the year, then they got crushed by Stanford. But I agree with Joe Duffy's reasoning on liking UCLA. And again, I think the over is probably also a decent play, but I decided to leave that one out. I'm going to take UCLA minus 2, minus 105 for the 5th leg. And then the last one, I'm going to throw in Washington. I previewed the game with Troy West when it was, Troy West liked Washington when it was minus 5. He really likes this play a lot. I definitely trust him on this one. Oklahoma State, of course, for a big chunk of the end of the year, was looking absolutely awful. Now with the rest, Washington probably comes back and gives a good effort. Again, I'm going to pussy out, and I'm not going to take them. Right now, they're minus 6 at BetDSI. The money line's minus 240. I'm going to take the pussy way out. I'm going to take the money line at minus 240. You know, whatever. I trust Troy West. This is a partial tale of Troy West. I definitely agree with him, and that's going to be the 6th leg of the parlay. Washington money line minus 240. So those are the 6 legs. West Virginia, Texas A&M over 65 minus 111. Miami money line minus 170. Boston College money line minus 140. Oklahoma money line minus 170. UCLA minus 2, minus 105, and Washington money line minus 240. These are all current lines at BetDSI. 6 teams, 6 legs of the round robin. I'm going to do round robins of 5 teamers, a base of $16.67. That's $100.02 and to risk. And if all 6 of the legs win, pays $1,259.36. And if just 5 of the legs win, it still wins about $100. And that's my Pete's Premium Parlay for this segment of bowl games.